Hola! How are you today? I'm back! So today I thought, okay, so I always like to kind of show what I'm really excited about lately. So lately I have been loving, I know you find that hard to believe, loving something from Stampin' Up. It's just not like me. I love everything. But I am loving really playing with our framelits. And I'll have to admit, when we first started carrying them, I wasn't sure if I was going to love them. But I do. Very much. And so I'm going to show you how to use the framelits, because there's a few little tips and tricks to using them. But once you learn them, you're like, oh my gosh, I need every set of framelits. I need the stamp sets that go with it. Kind of like what I did. So this is one of the things that you can do with the framelits. This is actually an upcoming class I'm doing from the Holiday Mini, the Holiday Ornaments bundle of the stamp set and the framelits. Gorgeous! And yesterday, if you were on my blog, I posted this card that uses the perfectly preserved stamp set and framelits. So, yeah. Do you know what it is? It's this lid that gets me. Oh my gosh, so cute. And then just one other quick thing. This is another, using that same holiday ornaments bundle. I made this snowflake that is actually the other one that the ladies are going to be making at my ornament class. So today is all about framelits. What else? I think that's pretty much it. So I will be back to show you how to use the framelits. And thanks for stopping by and visiting me. I appreciate it. I love it. I love your comments. I seriously, I get giddy when I get this message from TypePad that somebody's left a comment from me. You guys do that for me. So keep that coming, because it just feeds my soul. So I'll be back shortly. Thanks. Okay, so, oh, there's some ink. It's ink, honest, but wow, unfortunately it's brown ink. So it's ink, I promise. Okay, so I'm back. Now, we know that our last two videos, I have forgotten something. I needed to run upstairs, so I'm really, really hopeful that this week I don't have to do that. But if I do, I do. Okay, so what I wanted to show you was how our framelits and coordinating stamp sets work together. So this is a great example of coordinating stamp set that works with coordinating framelits. And Stampin' Up! Has done like beyond phenomenal job with this whole line of framelits and coordinating stamp sets. The other great thing that they've done is bundled products. So if you were to purchase the Ornament Keepsake stamp set, which is actually, there's two. Here, let me show you. Okay, so you get those two packages in that stamp set, and then the coordinating holiday framelits, ornaments framelits. The combined, if you buy these as a bundle as opposed to separately, you save 15%. So why wouldn't you? Because trust me, when you see them together, you're gonna want them both. Okay, so I might have to play a little bit with the height on my stand, because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get the whole big shot in here. But before I do that, I just wanted to show you a few things. So this is the Holiday Ornaments stamp set. This stamp and this one is the one that I used in that little ornament that I just showed you. I'm just going to show you how this, just for this image, they all work with a framelit, but just how it works. Now, something else I'm going to show you. When I have a larger image like this, I tend to not put the sticker on. This is just a personal preference thing for me, because I find that it clings better when I don't put that on. That's especially true if you're kind of in a drier climate. Our Canadian winters are very cold and dry, so sometimes our cling mounts don't cling as well as they should because of the dry air. Now there's some things you can do to try to help that out. You can sometimes rub the block on your leg to kind of create a little bit of static and make sure it's clean. Clean your block. Yeah, should you clean your block? Why, yes, I think I shall, but not today. The other thing I'll do is if I do put my sticker on it, if it's a wording one, I'll even pop a couple little glue dots to help it really cling to the block. But that's just because our air is dry. Now, here's another little thing. Usually if somebody is new to cling mount, I recommend either one of two sizes. I recommend D, because the greatest majority of our images will fit on D, or if they're a little bit nervous, it's not quite big enough, then I'll tell them to purchase the E block. Now, if you look at this way, it fits, but it's not great. But if you just turn it on the diagonal, look how you gain like about a ½ an inch or more in space. See that? If I put it on straight like that, it's going to get on there, but it's going to be a tight squeeze. If I just put it on the diagonal, I got lots of space for that stamp on there, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, then I'm just going to reach over and grab my Berry Vanilla and my Gumball Green. I love this green. I'm a sucker for green anyway, but love it. Okay, so I'm just inking that up. And then I'm going to stamp that out. Really? It just never stops wowing me. Okay. Then what you're going to do is, I'll just set this aside, pull in my Big Shot, and yeah, I'll put it this way. Okay, yeah, I'm going to see if I can lift this stand on this. Just be patient. I can tell as my husband is editing this, he's going to be going, "What's she doing with the iPad? Moving the stand?" He's probably not saying it quite that high-pitched, but... Okay, so that's muchas better. So, your sandwich for this, and this is a really cool thing too that Stampin' Up! Has done. My multi-purpose platform is an older one, so it doesn't have the framelit recipe on here, but the new Big Shot, if you were to purchase a Big Shot now, which if you haven't, just go to my website and purchase one. It'll tell you that the framelits is this sandwich. So if you have an older multi-purpose platform, the sandwich for it is just completely closed. All your tabs are in. You see, my tabs are right there. Then a cutting pad. Yes, my cutting pad is severely scored up. So this is the best cutting pads for me to use on a framelit, because on any dies or framelits, it's going to score it up. So what I like to do is have a separate pair of cutting pads that I just use for embossing, because embossing will not mark up your cutting pads. Okay, so here's where the magic happens. So multi-purpose platform, completely closed, cutting sheet or cutting pad, and then, like, really, so pretty. That just lines up. Okay, so quick thing here. You see this little ridge here? It's not real sharp, but that is actually your blade. Okay, so you want to make sure, because it's a blade that will cut your paper, that your blade is facing down. Okay, so this is my smooth, and then my blade is facing down. Another quick trick, and I did forget this, but it's just right here. Just give me a second. Okay. These really weren't the Post-it notes I was looking for, but they're gonna do. So I have my letter C for Corinne. Post-it notes. So if you find that when you're running it through, you're moving your framelit, just take this, like the sticky part of the Post-it note, and just put it there, so that holds it in place. Cutting pad on top. Okay, so this is going to be a little awkward because this is not the usual direction I run my Big Shot through. That you're going to hear a crack. Oh, actually you're not. But sometimes you're going to hear a crack, and that's okay. Everybody, I always tell people that the first time they use their Big Shot, I always make sure they know ahead of time that if you're using anything with a blade, it's going to make this crack sound, which is only really the cutting pad getting scored. Okay, so then there's the magic. And actually, you know what? I moved it a little bit. But you know me. We're good with that, aren't we, Kareen? Yes, we are. So that just punches through. So here's another couple little tips. Very vanilla or Whisper White, you could run through 2 thicknesses. But if you're doing stamped images, 1 layer at a time, because you need to line that up over the image, right? But if you were cutting, for whatever reason, you were just doing blank pieces like this, you could do 2 layers of that. Designer Series paper, guess what? Sit down, fasten your seatbelt. 4 layers. Yes, that's right. That's what I said. You can do 4 layers. So here is just some other examples. This again is one that we did at Anne's party last week. Love my Anne. We used the Windows framelets for the background, and then the Perfectly Preserved with the coordinating framelets. Look at that little power, isn't that cute? And then, like I said, I'm in a sucker for this lid. To me, it just makes all the difference. In that jar, well, okay, this is again using the ornaments framelets. This time I used designer paper, the stack that's in the Holiday Mini. This Merry Christmas is from there as well. This gorgeous glittery snowflake is one of the new snowflake die in the Holiday Mini. Love it. And again, just a little bit of a close-up of this other snowflake that I made, this ornament, this one, and this one. Actually, the ladies are going to be making 2 of these and 1 of these at my ornament class. Oh yeah, and here's just another little close-up of this one here. I used vellum over top so that it kind of looked like the apples were actually in the jar. And oh yes, do you see these little splash marks? I was getting ready to take the picture of this outside, and I had to move something outside to take the picture, and it was full of water, and when I moved it, I splashed my card. I should probably just put a flower over that and no one would ever know. Okay, so that is, in a nutshell, the framelets. And like I said, we have a ton of coordinating stamp sets with framelets, and I'm not trying to push you to make a big purchase. But if you're thinking of a big purchase and you don't have the Big Shot, I'm telling you, it's the Big Shot that you need. I have had my Big Shot for years, and I use it almost every day. It is, by far, over and above, hands down, my favorite tool. And Stampin' Up! Just continues to be putting out new, exclusively only Stampin' Up! Dies and framelets and embossing folders and you name it. It's just such a phenomenal tool. Love it. So that is this week's video. Thanks for stopping by. You be sure to come back, and I will have another video for you next week, and I will have more projects to post and share with you. So hug the ones you love, guys, and big shout out to my Roxy's Rollers. I love you guys, and if you'd like to become a Roxy's Roller, now would be a great time to do that. With there's only a week and a half left of the Spooktacular starter kit deal. So if you're interested in that, let me know and we can talk about that. Have a great week. Hug the ones you love, and I'll be back. Goodbye, guys. Love ya.